Alright, what's up guys? We are back with another video of Russian Fishing 4 here. We have returned to Mosquito Lake. You can see we have our field kitchen here. This is where once a day you can come and get a free meal. Right now we do not need that because my hunger is doing good, my comfort level is fine, my energy level is good. So we're going back to where I normally go. We're going to run down the drunk path here. And we will come up on the campsite where I do most of my fishing here. So we're at the Elks watering place. Just for fun, spark up that campfire. But this right here is pretty much my main fishing area. But there is some things now that I want to see. I do have a nice Bolognese rod that I can work here. So we can take our Bolognese and we can put a reel on it. Fishing line we'll put 10-pound on. A regular Bolognese float, we are going to put a regular float on it. Hooks, we're going with a 14 because obviously the smaller number. Bait, thinking we will go with dough balls on the Bolognese. So now we have our Bolognese rod set up. That'll be a little bit easier to work. Got all that together now. And we're going to go ahead and see which rods we have here. This we're going to replace with our Bolognese setup. So if we look at it, we should be able to pop it back out. And you can see that it has its setup on it. So we're going to set our leader to about 45 centimeters. And we're going to cast it out. A nice 23-meter cast too. Now that is way out there. Go drop a float. Nice one, Seth. So I can't really see my rod right now, or I can't see my bobber, so we're going to bring it in a little bit closer. We're also going to get our feeder rod out in the water, and since I put the cane pole, the Soviet-Russian one up, we are going to pull out our telestick and our feeder. So we'll put our main rod down. Everything looks alright there. Here's our telestick. We need to set the depth on that again. So we will put the telestick out there, set that rod down, and last but not least we're going to pull out our feeder rod. And we will give that a good swing. Close our bell as always, and we're a little too close to the water there, so we're going to set that down. And it looks like we've got it lined snugged up on that. Now we can zoom in and just pay attention to our two floats. We get the float on the Bolognese rod and we have the float on the telestick. And then we'll just, obviously with the feeder rod, we'll be watching and listening for those bells to go off. And when they do, that's our cue to go ahead and grab the rod and see what we've got. Now, the past 2 days that I've broadcasted, we've been at Whining Rivulet, and it just really wasn't producing for me, so I decided to come back to Mosquito Lake just because, number one, the free field kitchen, and the fishing is just a little bit easier here. So we've got some action going on already with our telestick. That looks like a crucian. Oh, that's a nice little perch. Perfect. So we are still doing the grind to get up to level 12 so I can unlock the next lake, which will be Old Berg, which back in the Russian days it was Old Fort, so now it's Old Berg. I wonder something, if we can change the setup here. But I'm watching and we've got our telestick underwater again, so we're gonna drag this fish up and out. Another perch. Set her back in the water and go again. Oh, our feeder rod is going crazy. We got something on that. So something has taken that way over there. You can see it is pretty far out there. As long as I don't lose him. He's kind of pulling a little bit, so we're going to try and tire him out a little bit. And of course, fighting one, we're going to run into our other... oh, we've got action on all three lines now. Oh, we got a runner on the telestick. There's nothing I can do right now because I'm fighting this fish right now on the feeder rod. Come on, buddy. There's something pretty good on that telestick. Alright, we've got to do something here. We got to quickly grab that telestick and get that fish off of it. Whoa, she's heavy. Got a heavy Chevy right there. Another perch. We'll drop that back in the water. And doesn't say fish got away, so we're going to try reeling again and see if we still got the sucker on. But it doesn't appear that we do. Which is okay. Because where he pulled me, that was not a good spot to be at. I'm watching the action there though on my Bolognese rod. And once again, we're going to pull, oh, jerked it out a little too quick. Gonna check. That Bolognese rod looks like it's starting to get. He's getting some nibbles on it. Or whatever it was that was on my feeder rod. He didn't want to stay around too long. Oh, we got. Our the line again. That's a good spot right there. I like that spot. I'm gonna attempt to reel in some more on the Bolognese, or on the feeder rod. That fish took us for a wild ride. And of course, again, there goes my. Now we got a runner. You ain't getting away. Damn it! He got away again. Oh, looks like we got something on the Bolognese. Oh, we had something on it. Holy crap, that flies. So we'll set that down and we'll continue to get our feeder rod reeled back in. Take a look out. You can see something is biting our Bolognese already. There we go. Now we got our feeder back up. I'll throw that line out. Set it down. Oh, I didn't close it. Reel's closed. And we'll snug it up just a little bit. I think right now we got something going on here. Nope, he brought it over there. Got you this time. Got us another nice little perch. So we are out of bait on that. We're going to put the maggots back on. Drop that back in the water. Go over here to our Bolognese rod and see what we got going on. So right now nothing, which is okay. We'll get that in. And it looks like my line went slack on the feeder. We do have a 0.4 meter wind coming out of the northeast. So we'll set our Bolognese down and we will snug up. There we go, we got that snugged up. Get that out of the way, move this over here. Set it back down, take a look out. And we're getting nibbles on the Bolognese, so we'll go ahead and pick it up and see. I think we might have some action on the feeder here though. It's funny having all my lines crossed over each other, but it does work. See if we can get anything going here. Seems like so far the winner has been the telestick, as usual. But we're getting nibbles here on the Bolognese rod. Move a little bit just so I can see the bobber better. Not seeing any hard strikes. Now, of course, we're going to start getting action going on the other rod. I'll let the telestick go under, but if it goes under and starts moving, then I'm definitely going to, like that one right now, we've got a fish on the Bolognese. And it's not wanting to reel for some reason. But, boom, check this out. We got an astrofish. So, new opportunities and achievement. So, I guess that's with the Bolognese. And that just cast exactly where I didn't want to. I think that's way up on the land over there. There we go, she's in the water now. See if I can set the rod down. We'll just leave that alone. It's actually in the water. Or no, it's not. It's actually floating. Alright, so we'll reel that back in, and that is a long casting rod. So somewhere out in the middle of the ocean, or way over there, we can see there is our line off of the Bolognese way out there. We can see that the telestick right now has got a bite going on. Tightened up the line on our feeder. And we're just gonna sit here and watch the telestick, because that seems to be the one that's getting the action right now. So we'll sit here and watch it, and that way we can also watch the Bolognese way out there. My feeder does not look like it's doing anything. Throw that back out over here. Set that down. So we're looking out there at the other bobber. Something keeps slacking that off. So right now all is quiet on the western front. We'll actually go ahead and we'll reset our feeder here. We might move our location over just a wee bit. So put that rod up for a second. Look out there. We got a little bit of interest here on the rod out there, so we're gonna see if we can do anything. Gonna reel in a little bit. She's a little bit too far out right now. There we go, stick her right about there. We're gonna be moving a little bit over to the left here, over by those reeds. If all else fails, we'll run to the other side of the lake where we can cast out off of one of the docks. Or we can go over to the right where one of the broken docks is. So we're gonna wait until our hunger is all the way, just about all the way depleted before we go to the field kitchen. That way it maximizes our one-day use of it. It seems like everything's a little too quiet over here right now. So we'll reel in our Bolognese, pick up our telestick, and we'll relocate. There's that one. And we just gotta come over here, pick up our telestick, bring that up out of the water, put that in our backpack for a second, and we're actually gonna move over to right about here. See if we can do anything with the fish here. And throw that out there. Set her down on the ground. We'll get our feeder rod put out. Set that down. Snug the line up on it. Good to go. And we have our bolognese. Set that one out, set it down. Now we've got all three of our lines, and we can see we're getting some action off of our telestick, and we're gonna bring this one in. Looks like a gibble. Oh no, it's an ide. Nice. Finally catching some different fish. Just getting tired of carp fishing. See if we get anything off of that feeder. I would love to have known what was on my feeder rod. I should have stayed on that one instead of jumping over to try and get the other rods while they were going. Once again, right now it's kind of slow fishing. We're not kind of at the wrong time of day. Usually this side of the lake is usually pretty good in the morning. Probably the better bet would be off of the dock over there by where the boat is, or right there on the bank, or off of that bank over there. But luckily we do have this entire area that we can fish. It's not just like the damned valley where we were at Rivulet. So we'll just sit here and play the waiting game. My feeder rod, I guarantee if I put a different bait on it, we'd be catching more fish. I'm watching the telestick now because it does have some action going on. See what we bring in this time. We got another ide. Cast it out a little further. We got our two bobbers pretty close to each other. I don't remember if I put bread balls on the bolognese or not. And we're going to get action off of our telestick again. Probably bring in another ide. Nope, this time we caught us a chub. Starting to think our feeder's got the wrong bait on it. Let's pick it up and reel her in and change the bait out, and no, it's still sitting there good. Get the dough balls off of it. Let's try bloodworms on it. Set it down. Snug the line. Check out the telestick. It is not underwater. Well, it is now, but both of our lines kind of are. So we need to get the first rod out. Hopefully the fish did not get away. No, he did not. So we will bring this fish up and in. And we get us another chub. Set that rod down. We need to fix our telestick because we had action on the other line and I didn't want to lose the fish that time because that one was actually running with it. So now we've got our bobbers here and here. Oh, and our feeder rod's going off now, so we're going to go over here and see what we bring in. Come on, buddy. A white bream, nice. It's always nice to bring in different species of fish. So let's snug her up. And go back to concentrating on our bobbers here. All while keeping the feeder rod tip in view. See if we can get some action going here. Telestick. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good sizer. A 553 gram eyed. Nice fish. That line back in the water. And something is playing with the feeder. Our feeder's going off. Let's bring it in. Doesn't seem like it's a big fish. And we got another white bream with it. Close the bell. Routine drill, slack up. Oh, telestick's going again. Where you going, jackass? Come here. You come with me. Nice 451 gram chub. So now we're catching white bream, chub, and ides. And instantly, again, we got another fish on the telestick. Wow. This might be another chub. Yep, 872 gram chub. That's a good sizer. So we're out of bait on that one. We're going to put maggots back on it. Throw it back out in the water, set it down. I might actually drop my leader length even deeper for that feeder. Come on, fishy. What's up, Husky? Come on, let's get this thing in. Nice 307 gram perch. Let's get this thing way out there this time. See what the hell's out there in the deep. De-slack it. There we go. Our Bolognese is not looking very promising right now, so we're going to reel that in. And we're going to change our leader out to about a meter. I just went a mile and didn't do nothing. So yeah, all three of our lines in view. So this lake is actually relatively deep, very quick. Oh, telestick again going off. I was overdue for that. Drop that rod back down. Let's see. Oh, food's starting to get in the red there. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, we got something taking our... Get back here. Another chub. And put our bait back on it. Maggots. Set that line down. Retension the feeder rod. Now we're getting close to being really, really, really hungry here. But not close enough to where I'm gonna go to the field kitchen yet. We gotta actually have a calm wind now, so there's nothing. It's all gonna come down to choosing the right bait, really. I've got the right bobber set at 1 meter, the left bobber at 45 centimeters, and then the feeder rod, obviously, that goes off at the bottom of the lake. So however deep the lake is down where that bobber is. Or not bobber, but where the actual bait is. And hey, look at that. Telestick. Again. Nope, you're coming this way, buddy. This game's actually a lot of fun because it's very challenging. It's not super easy, which is what I like about it. You actually have to... I just chose the bait. Where'd it go? Where'd all my maggots go? Oh, it's got bait on it. You have to like make your bait, and it's actually... Oop, feeder's going off. Let's pull that in, see what we get. Looks like we were getting some ripples around our Bolognese rod too. This game is very in-depth, and it's pretty much as close to real fishing as you're gonna get. I like the fact that you have to be mindful of how you fish and what you're fishing with, or what you're fishing for, to try and not overstep it. And we do have... that bobber was sitting up on the surface there. We're going to go ahead and pull it and take a look. Some of the slack out of it. There we go, that's looking a lot better now. I was getting a couple nibbles, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. So we'll set that rod down right over our telestick, which has got a live fish on it right now. Had one. And once again, our rod is sitting, or our bobber, the Bolognese is sideways, which means it is touching ground. I think what we're going to do for the meantime is we're going to resurrect the Soviet bamboo rod. Set it down in the water and see what we can do with 2 regular rods. Flashlight on, zoom in. up to 18 fish, which isn't enough yet. I'm still watching my hunger though. And we're getting some play here on the telestick. Come on, you were just on it. Oh. We have a fish on the Soviet rod. Pick up the rod. And we lost it because of that. Flashlight is on. We've got absolutely nothing going right now. Think we'll be picking up and relocating spots here. That's why we couldn't do it, because I didn't have it assigned to it. You can see the moon's out. Looks nice. Wait a minute. I have Crucian Prussian carp mix. I don't know what that is. Test. Slow, test the length, lead capacity, 6.5. That's a telescopic. I wonder why we haven't been fishing with that one. Huh. Wonder why we haven't been fishing with that rod. Let's get this in. Put that up. Change that over to 1. And we'll go ahead and try this one here. Ah, that one can go even further. I like that. Wonder why I never fished with that one. That one's got some hellacious reach to it. Probably fishing with the wrong bait on it. Pull that in. And we're gonna change baits to actually, you know what? Let's see if we can get anything off of cabbage. I haven't really tried using cabbage that much. We'll reel in our feeder here. Get the feeder in and done, that way when we're ready to move, we can do so. Alright, so the feeder is put back up. Telestick, we got maggots on. And right now is just not the right time for fish. At least not at this spot. So we will move our lines up. My guy is starting to get hungry. We'll run back down the drunk path. And I believe we'll take our free meal here. So we are good now for food for a full day, just about. Go over here real quick to the fish market and sell off our catch. That's worth $7.31 in silver. We're going to make an expedition here as we run down the southern path. That's a good spot there, but there's a spot down here that I want to try. Now we're on Perch Creek, which this is where I wanted to fish at. So we're at the forest camp. So let's get our first rod out. Throw it out where we want it. Set it down. Our second rod out. And we're going to take a look and see what's on our there we go. Perfect. Tension's reeled in. Flashlight is back on and we are zoomed in. Now we sit and we wait, and we've got a northwest wind, which means the wind is blowing to our back right now, which is not necessarily a good thing because that's going to drive the fish to the other side of the lake. Be a lot better if we had we're on the northwest side of the lake, that way everything that moves, like the algae that the small fish go after, and then obviously the predatory fish go after the smaller fish. We'll give it a shot here. If not, we'll keep moving down. And probably come morning it'll be a little bit different story. Right now it's just the idle time overnight, which I wouldn't be surprised if where we just left the old elk watering hole. That one would start getting alive again as we've gone to the opposite, almost the opposite side of the lake. We can take a look. There's where we were. We were fishing out this way. And now we're over on this side. And right now we've got nothing, so we're gonna stack up our rods again. Move all our artillery and go to a spot on the backside of the lake that I like a little bit better than this. It's always a pain to find it, but once you find it, it's fun. Every time I forget to write down the coordinates on it. Alright, so we're gonna run down along the path back here. So now we are in the lower Mosquito abode. Now we're directly out from where we were. Not quite where I want to be yet. There's one that's got a busted dock. Run over here. We're now in the higher Mosquito abode. There's the busted dock I was looking for. Right there. Perfect. I think we might strike out with the cabbage. Old tail stick back out. I figured it would tell me that. And get our feeder rod back out. Snugged up. Daylight's coming soon. Now we're more so on the northwest side of the lake, so that might be a good thing. Although it seems like the majority of the fish that I catch are over there by the campground. Yep, see the tail stick starting to go a little bit here. We're going to zoom in on that and see if we can reel in a fish. Well, lift in a fish. Come on, don't play with it. Table manners, fish don't play with their food. Nope, too soon. Just set that down and stay zoomed in. Hopefully we'll get something back on that telestick. That was my fault for going too soon. Get a little trigger happy. I don't think we're going to catch anything with cabbage, at least not here. So we're going to change out the bait on our #1 rod. Don't think cabbage is going to be a winner, so let's try... I don't think any of this is really... Well, let's try corn, just for fun. So we got corn on our #1 pole. We've got believe maggots on the telestick, and we should have maggots or dough balls on our feeder rod. We should see the fishing start to pick up here soon. Honestly, I should have cast one over that way. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Bring this in. Put bread on it. Cast out that way. Then we'll reposition our telestick. Out here. And then we will... This will leave the feeder where it's at. At least the feeder we don't really have to keep looking at because the bells will go off if something is on it. Alright, there we go. Looks like we're seeing something with bread here on the number 1 pole. It's underwater right now. Let's try. No. Nope. Fishy had it, but he said no. Where'd my bobber go? There it is, it's just hard to see. Oh, there's something playing with it though. There we go, come on baby. What do we got? Another eyed. Alright, well, I have to make a pretty important phone call. I'm going to continue to fish while I'm on the phone call, but I will have my microphone muted here, so bear with me. We're going to keep fishing.